You ever stumble on a fishing spot that looks so good when you see it, you hear angels sing? Well, on a recent trip, that happened to me where I am right now, but I fished it hard and did not catch a fish. Maybe conditions weren't right that day. I don't know what was going on, whatever, but I didn't get a bite. So I've come back in here today to see if that was a fluke or if the place just sucks. Come along with me, let's find out. All right, we've got a super hard falling tide right now. We're about midway through the tide or so. It's just ripping out of here. We're heading into it. Lots and lots of cuts coming into this little area. I'm gonna start with this SB57, hoping to catch some speckled trout. My depth finder's currently booting up. I'm curious to see what the temps are in here. It was a pretty cool night. It got down to 42, so I'm betting water temps are probably mid 50s. All right, yeah, my depth finder booted up. 57-degree water. It's a good temp for this bait. 5 feet in this bayou, right where we are. I know there's some deeper areas up ahead. Definitely gonna also throw a jig, see if there's some trout on the bottom in here. All right, no bites on the SB57. I'm gonna give this flutter nymph a few casts. It's a bait that's been super hot for me lately. There's a fish. There's a fish. Well, bass. Not the trout we're targeting, but a nice bass. He came on the flutter nymph. I mean, that's textbook right there. We got a drain coming out here. The main bayou is this way, and he's right on that point. There he is. Oh, shite. Took my flutter nymph. That was a good bite. It's all right, I've got more. Not a ton more, but a few more. It's nice to get a few bites in here. Confirm that there are some fish here. Last time I came in here, I didn't even get a single bite and things were perfect. Looked really good. But I vowed to come back and today is that day. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time in here. The fish don't cooperate. Hopefully they will. All right, well, I've pretty much gotten confirmation that my spot just sucks. It's all right. Endless opportunities here in the South Louisiana Marsh. We'll go find something else. All right, on to stop number 2. I'm gonna throw this Green Hornet Matrix Shad. This was a really hot color 2 years ago. Last year it wasn't good at all, but last week my buddy Justin threw it and had really good success when he and I fished a bayou not far from here. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. Start with this, see if the fish want the Green Hornet today. Beautiful cut right here, draining into this bayou. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. What are you? Oh, beautiful bass. Beautiful bass. Man, come on, dude. All right, nice bass. Really nice bass. Look at this guy. Look at that. Dude, he didn't want to let go. He was super well hooked. That's a chunky fish. Look how fat he is. Beautiful. Oh, there's a fish. Speckled trout, speckled trout, speckled trout. Bass, bass, bass. Not a trout. He clocked it like a trout. I thought for sure that was a speckled trout. But another bass. Appreciate the bite, buddy. I poked my nose into this bayou out of the main bayou, but it's really not all that impressive. 2.5 feet right here. Water temp is 57. But I caught that fish and I've missed 2 others, so obviously there's a few fish in here. Just missed a bite there as well. Water's okay. It's good, not great. There's one. There's one. I'm guessing bass. I'm guessing bass again. Oh, that's a nice bass. Yeah, it's a real nice bass. A real nice bass that's not happy with his current predicament. Well, the Green Hornet is paying dividends. They love this color. I'm fishing this Green Hornet, by the way, in a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Death grips are the only jig heads I fish. And I fish them for one reason, because they're absolutely awesome. Baits never slip down. Oh, missed a fish, shoot. And the hooks on the death grip are painfully sharp. There he is. It's got to be a bass. It's gotta be a bass. He hasn't jumped at all, but I bet he's about to. I bet he's about to. Yep. I'm seeing green. Yep. Beautiful bass. So much fun. So much fun. I love these guys. Whew, barely hooked. You didn't take it deep, did you, buddy? Oh, there's a fish. He hit when the line was slack. Another good bass. Goodness, that's a really good bass, based on how he's fighting. So pretty in that water. All right, dude. Short and fat, marsh footballs, just how they are. It's how they're built. They don't grow long, but they grow wide. You know, these marsh bass are such a great fish to target in the wintertime. They really get way more aggressive this time of year. You know, water temps, as I mentioned, 57, they love that. Anywhere from mid 50s to upper 60s, they just go crazy. And although I catch a lot of bass, it's really not a fish I necessarily target a lot. They just bite, fishing the same techniques that you use to catch speckled trout and redfish. And I never complain when a bass bites. They fight super hard, they jump, they tag the bait. It's just really fun catching them. There's some fish you don't like as bycatch. I definitely like them as bycatch. And you also can really just catch a ton of them. This time of year, they'll stack up. I've pulled 4 or 5 from this little area right here. It doesn't look all that impressive. It is a bend of a bayou, and I'm guessing it's got some depth. It is taking my bait a little bit of time to get down. But I don't see a defined grass edge or anything like that I'm throwing to, or a specific drain. But clearly there's some fish right there. There he is. Oh, gorilla bass. Gorilla bass. Yep. Not surprised I lost him. I got a terrible hook set. All right, it's starting to get warm. I took that coat off, and while I did, a bass erupted on some bait right here. Literally came all the way out the water. Oh, 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 oh. Look, 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 look. Let's see if we can get him to hit. Look at that, look at that. That time he didn't come all the way out the water, but when I was sitting there, taking my coat off, he literally came 2 feet out of the water. And there he is, there he is. Sorry, dude, you gave yourself away. Yep, you did. You did. You sure did, buddy. Look at this tank. Look at this tank. Oh, that's a big marsh bass. Look at this guy. So this is just a little cut draining this pond, and right here it's 8.5 feet. I mean, right here next to this bank. Such a pretty spot. You can tell why there's fish there. Look at this little bend in this bayou. The water mixing right there. Whew, definitely looks promising. Yep, there we go. It's right in his mouth. Another big bass. Right in his mouth. Nope, you're not getting away. You are not getting away. Another fat green football. Goodness, look how fat that fish is. Look at that. So look at this little nothing bayou we're in. It's 6.1 feet below the boat. Just incredible. Well, that's why this thing's holding fish. I'm betting if you get later in this tide and that pond drains, every fish that was in that pond is going to be right in here. There he is. Oh, these bass are so nice. So nice. Oh, goodness. Yes. Yeah, you took it deep, buddy. No chance you were throwing that. Your species is a master at throwing hooks, but you had no chance. It was hopeless. Came in trying to catch trout, and we're catching bass. Totally fine with me. Oh, there's a fish. Another big bass. Going absolutely crazy. Goodness. Dude, so awesome. Just so much fun. Green Hornet, it's the color. It's the color. So long, Holmes. Biting? Ow. Bite next time. Told you the depth grips are sharp. All right, I caught all those fish inside of one little short, tiny bayou. Had a big S-turn in it, draining that pond. Critical setup for this time of year. Fishing is just so easy right now. There are spots like this all over the coast of Louisiana. You go to an area that's more highly saline, you're gonna catch redfish, more than bass, obviously. In this area, it's really kind of more fresh than anything. It's on the fresh side of brackish even. Loaded with bass. Got a few reds, and lately it's been excellent for speckled trout. Didn't catch any trout today, but I know they're around. I really don't care. I just want to get bites. Hot bait, far and away. Green Hornet Matrix Shad. Like I said, 2 years ago in the wintertime, this was the bait. You wanted to throw Green Hornet Matrix Shad. Last winter, they would not touch it. It was absolutely the worst bait. But this year, it seems like, once again, they're wanting that Green Hornet. That's why it always pays to bring an assortment of baits and an assortment of colors. You certainly want to make sure you got some Green Hornet in your tackle box. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson. You can bet the farm, we're definitely going to have along some Green Hornet.